students have variety of expectations. They vary. So as a researcher, we have to keep this thing in mind. But these expectations keep changing. As we know, change is only constant in this world. Over time, because of change in the context, environment, the expectations also change. At household level or institutional level, sometimes the resource crunch change their expectations. They want quickly to do the research. They want that you do the research in a shorter version. Don't take much time. Finish it as quick as possible. At macro level, because of lack of resource, particularly in developing and poor economies, the government also change the priorities. So resource crunch is one of the important driver of change in expectations. Their expectation also change. Particularly, they want that you do research in very cost effective manner and lesser time. Sometimes the priority of government also changes. For example, in recent days, in the last 10 years, if you see the research in India particularly, most of the technical institutes are getting a lot of funding. Traditional institutions are not getting funding. Government is mainly emphasizing on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects, STEM subjects, and very recently semiconductor and now AI. So these are the basic priorities where government wants to spend money. Whatever is left out after technology, after engineering, after mathematics, after science, those amount come to social science. So the priority changes also impact the expectation. So they expect government expect that science is more important and they should do some good research for the society, and social science people can continue with their traditional way of doing research, and funding will be accordingly given. So these are some of the change in priorities in recent days because of change in technology and other demand from society. A big change has come because of the introduction of NEP, National Education Policy. So when we look at the structure of the NEP, there are different layers, at different strata, different type of researchers are allowed or included at different level. I will discuss in some other point. The change in job prospect. Research is no more very much important for getting a job. Rather, a degree has become very much important in these days. So somehow people want to get a degree rather than doing good research. So that has led to numerous PhD production all around India, and everybody want that quicker I get a PhD, it will help me to get a job. Similarly, good quality publications are also less emphasized. We have diluted the concept of good research as well as good publication. Over the time, though UGC has started thinking about peer-reviewed journal, ISSN number, care list, all these things are there. But again, I heard that they are going to remove all these things and they are leaving it to institutions. UGC is thinking in that line. The publication is not mandatory for PhD now. Publication is not mandatory for PhD submission. So the importance of PhD and good quality publication for getting a job is slowly changing. Maybe some private institutions or good universities, good management institutions, IITs, they are looking at publications and PhD very seriously. But in traditional universities, state and central universities, these have become an ornamental qualification, maybe may not be also mandatory in many of the entry level jobs, particularly assistant professor level. Change in natural environment technology has also changed the expectations. For example, if you look at the COVID situation, when COVID was there, immediately the society, government, everybody talk about to get a vaccine as quick as possible. So all our resources, all our talents, all our minds, they were basically driven towards that. How to get rid of COVID. So there was a change in the natural environment because of onset of COVID, and our research priorities from different all different sectors were concentrating on how to develop a vaccine. So that was the demand from the situation. So expectation change because of several reasons, and these are some of the things which you can ponder, and you should understand that how over a time the expectation of universities or your host institution will change in future. The expectation today from your college or your university will not be same after 5 years. They will expect many more things from you to address new challenges. For example, since most of you are from colleges and universities, now colleges or universities are expecting their faculties to be tech savvy. That means you should know how to teach with technology. Now the expectation will be there how to teach with AI, artificial intelligence. So this will also enter into your research. Many colleges and universities they are now or they will emphasize to improve their rank, particularly that their faculty to do good research and they publish in very good journals, and for that they expect you to use sophisticated software and you publish in the international journals. So the expectations are changing because of technology. So this is a dynamic thing, and this will change over time. Maybe after 5 to 10 years you'll find a shift in the expectation of the stakeholders. So fulfilling the expectation is a big challenge. So as we have seen, there are different stakeholders. They have a different time frame. They expect us to finish our research within time frame, and they use our research differently. Government try to use our research for policy making. Universities mainly use our research for NRF ranking. Research institutions use our research for reputation. So there are different uses of our research. So how to fulfill all these expectations? Doing research within a time frame, within a cost, and fulfilling all these expectations of different stakeholders. So this is the biggest challenge which we normally face during our research career. I hope this basic this is a basic requirement we should understand. I hope most of you have understood or all of you have understood. If there is any question here, you may ask. We'll go to the next level. The expectations of different stakeholders. Is there any comment or any question here?
Sir,
Yes.
so far three questions are there in chat box and
Okay.
Q&A box. If you want, do you have access to that, sir? Or should I read?
Please read it.
Okay, okay. So this first question is from Priyanta Ghosh. Question is, when funds are provided by private stakeholders like Ford Foundation, what do they expect from the researcher?
Basically, they want to address international issues. Private Ford Foundation, Aga Khan Foundation, their problem is at macro level. They look at the global problems and try to solve it through their research projects. So they want the research should appeal to maybe more than one countries and at cross country level. That is the biggest expectation they have. It is not a micro level. They don't fund basically micro level projects. But even if they fund micro level projects, for example, in Thailand, Ford Foundation is very active, particularly developing countries. If you go to Thailand, they are very active in sponsoring many economic related project, where they want poverty alleviation as the focus area. But that strategy which you will develop as a researcher, that should have a global appeal. So they want that. So while Ford Foundation, Agaga Foundation, they give you money, they will try to see that how you can transcend different boundaries, not only one country, but you go to another country and do this research. So it is a little bit challenging in that way. Yes.
So, sir, two more questions are there from same person, Ashok Sharma, Dr. Ashok Sharma.
Okay.
So first question from him is, I'm reading, assistant professors are often expected to publish in high impact journals.
Yes.
Limited access to reputed database like Scopus, Web of Science, etc. Due
Yes.
to
Yes.
a lack of institutional subscription poses significant challenges.
Yes.
What resources can early career researchers leverage to produce high quality papers despite these
Yes.
limitations?
Yes, we are coming to that challenging part. He's talking about challenge, isn't
Okay.
it?
Okay.
I
So,
am coming to that part now. Okay.
okay. Okay. So the second
Okay.
question from Ashok Sharma is, what limited funding opportunities for commerce faculty and the discontinuation of UGC seed funding? How
Mm.
can a new faculty initiate research efforts while managing academic responsibilities and consistently produce quality research papers?
Okay. Okay. So basically, challenges. We are
Mhm.
coming to that. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, that's all, sir. You may continue.
Okay. Okay. Is it visible? Hello.
This is now the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge slide is there. Yes, visible, sir, visible.
Visible, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. So the same thing which people are talking about, I will be discussing now. I have taken a case of XLR Jamshedpur, which is a privately managed institutions, but it is an university now, deemed university, I think. It is a very high-end institution in India, and obviously the expectation is to maintain its high rank, not only in India and abroad also. In global ranking, they want that their ranks should go up and up. So what they expect from their faculties that they should publish in the ABDC journals, that is Australian Business Deans Council journals. The journals which have been identified under this category ABDC, those will be considered for their promotion and recruitment. And they also want that their faculty should develop case. So this, if you get the recruitment policy, so a professor has to publish two minimum research paper in A star and A rated journals. This is very big expectation from their professors. A star and A rated journals in last 4 years, so that they will be eligible to apply for professors or to get promotion as professor. Similarly, for associate professor, minimum one in A star and A rated journals or two in B rated journal in last 3 years. And for assistant professors, for entry level, at least a one in a BDC A rated journal or two in B rated journals. And one case. So if you look at these requirements, this also can be translated into their expectations from the faculty, existing faculty. So if assistant professor want to get a promotion, has to good has to go for A-rated journal publications or B-rated journal publication in the last 3 years. And associate professor, if he wants to go to professor, he has to publish A star or A-rated. So you look at the expectation from these institutions. So this is just one example, one stakeholder, that is institutional or host institution. How do they expect their faculty to excel in research? So to get this done, what normally good institute do, they link their promotion with the publication. So they give you reward. They provide you all softwares, electronic journal access, and they provide travel support and other financial support for contributing to journals and other things. So good institutions, since they have lot of resources, the expectation is also high and also they support in most possible or best possible manner. So this is a case of very good institution, but when you come down to university or college, as the question was asked, getting resource is a big challenge, definitely. Getting money for doing research is a big challenge, definitely. So we'll be discussing that. So let us begin. What are the challenges a researcher normally find? Those who have already done PhD, they can think about further research like postdoc. They can go for higher studies or they can collaborate with good institutions. So doing research, the first thing is that definitely for a new entrant, those who want to do PhD, one institution matter. So once you get a good institution, you have lot of other things along with this. A good institution will have good resource base, good quality and number of faculties, and there will be good ambience. Research ambience will also be very good. So those who want to do PhD right now, maybe some of you are yet to do PhD, you can always think about joining a good institution rather than joining an institution which is near to you, which is in your region. Okay, so if you join a good institution, that will boost your career and you can take off very quickly because the brand will help you, the research environment will help you, the faculty will help you. That is the first challenge we have to look into. The second important challenge, what I feel, particularly in our university and college setup, we do not find a very good supervisor because our research culture was not very good. Slowly, we are improving. Now we are harping on good quality research. In the last 10 years, we are seeing that UGC has taken up some challenge how to improve the publication through care listed journals and this and that. So slowly, we are looking at good quality publication. But initial days, previously decades before, most of our faculties they were emphasizing on number of publications. Good number of publication was good enough to get promotions or recruitment. So finding a good supervisor who has a lot of exposure, who publishes of his own. Right now we are all supervisors, but normally we don't do our research. We always depend on our research scholars. Whatever they publish, we try to link our name there by claiming that we have done so much for the scholar. Though some researchers are there, those who really contribute, and some are there, those who just for the sake of name of the researcher supervisors they put their name. So this is very candid observation over last 29 years of my teaching career. So self publication is a rare thing right now. As a faculty, once we get PhD, we get a job, we start guiding research scholar, our own publication gone. We put a full stop there, but by doing so, what is happening? We are losing our own personality. We are losing a grip over a particular research area. We cannot authoritative. We cannot tell that we have some contribution to a particular field. So that is translated in poor quality research or no research from ourselves. Even if we are not able to guide our students properly because we are not doing of our own, so exposure is limited. So finding a good supervisor who has done quite a good number of publication or he is doing publication continuously in post PhD stage is very important. Who has lot of experience and exposure to outside environment, that will be a big challenge for a good researcher. But if you come down to research level particularly, finding a good problem or topic is also a big problem right now. We need extensive literature review of related literature. Then only we can find a gap, a real gap, which can be addressed. But for that, we have to have lot of patience, lot of time. And we don't want to give that time to identify a particular problem or a problem which is new, which is novel, which is challenging, rather than we try to continue with the same type of problem which are being done by others in different contexts, in different states and different countries. We try to replicate them and try to apply them. So our publication chance is getting reduced when we replicate our research telling that this is a new context. That means geographical context is new, but the topic remains same. This has been a practice by many of us, and that is landing us in trouble while sending to a good journal or getting it accepted. So most of the cases, if you send that type of research to a good journal, they will simply go for desk rejection. Within 4 or 7 days, they will send you back. Otherwise, if you have a novel problem, you are trying to attend a new problem, you have identified a good problem, then they will send it for referee. They will go for further scrutiny. Otherwise, they will just send you back. This is one of the important challenge in research, finding a good research problem. Time constraint to cover the entire field of survey. If you are doing primary survey based research, it is a big challenge, and data collection is a big challenge because the time limit. If you want to publish a paper on the basis of a primary survey, then you have to go to the field, you have to make a survey. Either you do it or do it through a research scholar or do it through a project assistant. If you have a project, you can do it. So this is also a challenge, the time. Sometimes we develop questionnaire or schedule which is not appropriate. So we land up collecting wrong data or less data or data which is not appropriate for our work. Or we leave some data. We do not survey completely. So ill-conceived instrument of survey. The questionnaire in schedule as an instrument, if you develop properly, then only it will be good for you. So these are the challenges which we are facing. Then as the participant raised the question, getting adequate resources. Now government, I heard few days before, government of India has gone for one nation, one source policy. That means all the access to the data will be centralized and all the institutions and universities will be linked to that. Hopefully this will work. I do not know when it will be implemented, but if it is implemented, then it will be definitely boon for all of us. We will get access to the global database, and this will also reduce the multiple subscription by different institutions. At one subscription by government of India, if all the central universities, all the state universities are linked, then it will be good for the research. Getting adequate data and infrastructure. Infrastructure problem is always there. We do not get enough software, we do not get enough research publications and other things. So apart from that, other challenges like we need to discuss the thing. We cannot continue research staying in a small enclosed space, or to say it is a cocoon. We cannot do research. We need people around us who understand the problem, with whom we can discuss the problem. May not they will provide a solution, but at least if when we discuss, we get new ideas. So finding a good peer group or co-researcher is very, very important. Because of technology, this is a boon for us that we can create a group of our own. I will discuss it. But this is very, very important. Everybody should understand that we should think about a group of peers so that we can discuss our issues, our research issues with all of them. It's very important. Sometimes we also knowingly or unknowingly go for ethical compromises. One of them is plagiarism. Sometimes we feel that we are writing something of our own, but it is not our own. Somebody has already told it. This is unknowingly we do it, and some of the people they do it knowingly. So plagiarism has to be checked, has to be curbed. It cannot be promoted at any level. Try to reduce the plagiarism or similarity to the minimum extent possible. We should not do anything like plagiarism knowingly. If unknowingly we are doing, we should also cross verify and check whether something we have written is it was it told by somebody earlier, or we are missing the reference. If we are writing something somebody has already told, at least we should use the reference. So we have to be very ethical. Number one, we cannot use the data of our research scholar for our personal research. Second, I am telling, data collected by the research scholar by others, maybe research scholar or any other, we should not use for our own similar purpose. So this is another ethical angle we should also always look into. So that we have to maintain ethics. Sometimes the cost of survey becomes very heavy. So mostly those who are doing PhD, they just manage the data rather than going to field. They sit in their home and manage the questionnaire and schedules. Ethical angle is there, and basically it is the cost and time. So one should avoid this. We have to see that how within the cost our survey will be conducted. We have to very scientific. We have to plan accordingly. We have to cover as many respondent as possible within a cost, within a budget, and within a time frame. Post research, particularly when we some of the students they get PhD and they wait for a job, so that uh, tenure is very painful, waiting for a job. So you have to have some provision for that. So this is a big challenge, particularly in developing economies, where after scholarship or after doing PhDs, the job is not immediately available. We land up in maybe ad hoc and contractual jobs, which doesn't satisfy us, which doesn't pay us enough. We feel that we are underpaid also sometimes, even if we're doing good research. So that is also a big challenge. Then publishing good quality and high-end journal. This was also posed by how to publish good quality and high-end journals. I have given just one example that looking at the Scopus database, we can see how many journals are there in our area. If you go to Scopus database, there are 45,000 or more journals in all the areas, including science, social science, and others. So, in our commerce, business, and economics related across these three areas, if you look at journals, I think they are not less than 5,000. These include journals where economics people can write, commerce people can write, but not directly related to your economics and commerce. So if you look at the Scopus database, you will find that there are so many journals are there which are of good quality, and among them there are very high-end journals are also there. So publishing in these journals is challenging. First is they take a lot of time. If you try to publish in Scopus and Web Science journals, first thing is that genuine journals they will take some time. The rejection level is very high. They reject a good number of papers. Maybe out of 100 papers submitted for one issue, they will reject maybe 90%. 10% will be finally accepted. This is number one. Some of the journals they ask for article processing charges, APC. They call it APC. At the time of submission of the paper, this is a publication submission charge. It's not a publication charge that as if your journal is your paper is accepted. It is just for submission. But in the name of APC, they charge it. So this doesn't guarantee that your paper will be processed or it will go to the next stage. It will be referred. It will be sent to referees. It doesn't guarantee that. So you may get rejection after paying the APC also within a week time. So this is also another charges. Some good journals they ask for money. The third challenge is that most of the journals, good quality journals, they want your paper should have an international appeal. That means if you have a cross country work or you are working taking many countries at a time, then it is good for them. They look at that along with the novelty of the idea, along with the technology, along with the methodology. These are the basic, but these are some of things these high-end journals in Scopus and Web Science they look at. So this is a big challenge. We should also know this. Then come to the employment. As I know, as I told you, in government sector, those who are interested in government sector only, it is very limited. So we have to expand our view that you should be able to, or you should accept the job in private sector also. Government sector vacancies are very limited. State universities and colleges, central universities are very limited and the vacancies are. But the present challenge which has come because of NEP, this national education policy has introduced research in the fourth year at undergraduate level. So some students, those who are interested, they will go for research in the fourth year, and after doing fourth year research, honors with research, they will be eligible to join PhD. This is one part. Similarly, in PG, one semester out of four semester, even if you go for one semester research, you are eligible for PhD, or you go for two semester research, you are eligible for PhD. So the challenge is the number of research will increase in the institutions, in the colleges at undergraduate level as well as also postgraduate level. Earlier in the traditional mode, research means doing something at the level of MPhil or PhD. Now MPhil is not there, only at the time of PhD. So it was limited. The number was limited. Every department used to have few research scholars, maybe 10, 15 research scholars continuing on different topics. But now at UG level in colleges, you'll have n number of students, those who will be interested. And at PG level also, there will be one semester, two semester students, those who will be interested in research. So challenge will be giving them topics. This is a new challenge coming for all the faculties in colleges and universities. How you will allocate new topics to them to do research. How you will provide them data, where do they collect data, you have to guide them at least, and you have to provide them other resources, softwares, computers, desktops, other databases, etc. Sitting arrangement. So at the university level or college level, this is coming as a very big challenge. So NEP, ideal it is very good. The idea is very good, but implementation require a lot of funding from the government side. This has to be seen very urgently because the fourth year UG is approaching, maybe after 1 or 2 years. After 2 years, many of the colleges and universities they will approach this fourth year under UG, and within 1 or 2 years they will approach this one semester PG and two semester PG also. So within 1 or 2 years, we have to ramp up our resources, our database, our software, and our faculties should also be trained to know that these are the nuances of national education policy research. So this is coming as a new challenge to the faculty members. I think all of you are employed already, you are doing your job in different colleges and universities, and you will be feeling this hit in next 1 or 2 years time. So we should get prepared for this. But these challenges they also change. I will just give some examples. At the global level, the journals they expect that you should use the regression technique, appropriate regression technique, which is contemporary in nature, looking at the data. So many people are using two-stage least square, SEM, and so many GMM, so many type of models which they feel that this is most appropriate rather than simple OLS which we use in our research work. Or we are using research OLS before that, before 10 years before, or 7 years before, or 5 years before. Now things have changed. So technology has improved, softwares have come, so we have to get along with this. Similarly, presenting our charts, graphs. Now 3D charts are frequently used by researchers. So because of technology change, the research output, expected research output is also changing. The priority of government is changing. This is a big challenge. Now, government of India, if you look at government of India, what we are trying to see, we want to substitute import, particularly China. We want to be a manufacturing hub. So import substitution is one of the most important priority of the government. Energy conservation, particularly we want to replace our fossil fuel and to reduce energy consumption. And in financial transactions, technology intervention. These are some of the important things which have changed in last 1 decade or so. So government is prioritizing these things. So this will also have an impact the way we look into our research areas. We have to think. Then change in the preference of the publisher. As I told that we international publishers are looking at cross-country or multi-country research. We need to know how to verify the research against the abnormal changes in the economy. The data set has changed pre-COVID and post-COVID, pre-stock market crisis, post-stock market crisis, like that. So when we are using a secondary data set, or even if we are doing some primary survey, what was the condition, what was the data before 19 and after 19, we have to rearrange them and look into it. So this is a challenge now. Those are using in data set on the basis of data or empirical data or secondary data. You have to take care of this. This is a new challenge coming up, particularly after post-COVID. Most of things have changed, so you have to look into that. Slowly, these data sources are getting very costly. For example, Bloomberg, this ProS database from India, Bloomberg for international database, Bank Focus. These are the database which are getting very costly day by day. Even if softwares are getting also costly, this data SPSS, if you look at the increase in cost, it is huge increase over the time, very costly. So mostly people are using pirated versions. But data we cannot get without paying money if you want to do on international data. The another changing challenge is that over the time we have added more than 600 universities. 15 years before, our university number was around 400. Now it is 1100 plus. That means over last 15 years of time, our number of universities at least has been doubled. So more number of universities means more number of PhD holders with good publications. So lot of competition of getting a job or getting a promotion even if. So even if there is a post opening in your department in a university, there will be a lot of claimants from outside also because of number of universities have come up with number of PhDs. So these are some of the changing dimension challenges are there, but they are also changing over time. The nature of challenges are also changing. This we have to take into account. So I will give one case here. Keeping all these challenges in view, let us come to microfinance as one of the area. So I have taken transformation in microfinance, not microfinance. It is very traditional subject now. So I am talking about the contemporary transformation. So if you look at the transformation microfinance, the first challenge I told you as a researcher to identify the problem. What are the contemporary problems, new problems which are emerging? One important problem is emerging is mission drift. Another is technology intervention, governance, non-performing assets, and empowerment. These are some of the challenges which can be identified with the recent happenings. All of you know that microfinance is a subject where poor people get microloans without collateral, with very short tenure repayment schedule, so that they will do some economic activity, maybe micro enterprise, and they lift their livelihood, which will lead to economic empowerment and subsequently to other form of empowerment, social empowerment, political empowerment, psychological empowerment, all these things. So this is basically what microfinance is all about. So initially when microfinance started, we talk about reaching to the poor, social objective. But by doing so, institutions failed to survive. So financial objective. But financial objective only created problem. So double bottom line. That means along with social, financial will also be equally emphasized. So double bottom line was agreed. This is a story before 2010. But after 2010, if you have idea about those who are working microfinance, there was SKS microfinance which went to market, capital market to raise equity shares in 2010. That is the landmark year, historical year in the microfinance evolution in India, particularly. So it was criticized heavily by Professor Inus that now microfinance is getting highly commercialized, which is not desirable. So the double bottom line getting compromised in favor of financial sustainability. Now, emphasis is given more on survival and earning money. So, this is a challenge. So, this is leading to mission drift. So, if you can identify this is a new challenge, but not very new. You can mix mission drift with some other parameters also to look into it. But if you can take few countries and do a research on it, probably this will be a good publication. Similarly, technology intervention. Technology has been used, mobile banking, internet banking has been used by this microfinance institution to increase their outreach, to reach out number of poor people. MFIs are increasingly using technology, mobile technology, internet technology, all these things. But what has happened? The outcome is it has resulted in NPA, non-performing asset. Huge non-performing asset has been built up over time. And recently, very recently, maybe 10, 15 days before or 1 month before, RBI has cautioned that this small lending and borrowing business is getting into trouble. So they have cautioned all the banks and MFIs, be careful about this small lending. The NPA in microfinance institution has reached to 12%, which was earlier below 5% for quite long. So technology has expanded the market. Technology has reached many poor. That means the social performance is good. They have reached many poor, but side by side, this has brought more NPA into system. So this is a big challenge, and this has to be looked into. So research can also be done. Governance was a term which was used mostly in companies, and then it came to banks. But microfinance institution governance was not properly addressed. So governance is not very strong in microfinance institution. So this also is one of the challenging area in microfinance. Number four, all the microfinance institution or microfinancing, they are aiming for economic empowerment. Mostly they want that people should get some earning from their micro enterprise or micro ventures so that they will live a decent life. But the aim of microfinance is not only economic empowerment, rather holistic empowerment. As I told, social empowerment, psychological empowerment, political empowerment, all this empowerment, if happens, then only it will be a holistic empowerment. Whether that is happening or not, many researchers have come from Bangladesh who is pointing towards only economic empowerment, not other empowerment. Even if economic empowerment, it is not sustainable for the smaller time, for a shorter time frame, something is happening good to the client, but after that time, again they are getting trapped in the debt. So this is a big challenge coming up. Then data source. Data source, so far as this microfinance topic is concerned, earlier mixmarket.org, which was a branch of World Bank, they were providing global level data to all the users. We are using this database for our research. But after 2019, the database is not updated. So we are not getting contemporary or the recent data. This is a very big challenge for microfinance researchers. So cross-country comparison is difficult now. Even if at India level, if you want data, you may not get very micro level data. Some data you will get, but it will be really difficult, challenging now. So getting a peer group in this particular research area, peer group, those who are doing very good research in microfinance is also not very high. So this is just a simple example or case which I am giving before you, that how you can identify a good problem looking at the changing environment and what are the challenges and we have to overcome them. So how to overcome these challenges? You have to have some management actions, divide your research tenure, maybe it PhD or maybe a paper, maybe a project, into short term and long term basis. Apply the principle of basic management so that it will be very scientific or orderly. Go for goal setting, what to do within what time frame. Note it down. Within this time, I will do this. After this, I will do this. First is sequence. The time frame you also set. Organize the resources. Collect the data. Go for survey. Other softwares. All these things. Then seek guidance. You need to be directed also. Peer group discussion and your guide supervisors, get some ideas from them also, then carry on research and keep reviewing the research from time to time as per the time and objective. So you have to prepare, you have to go for a well thought plan of action. This is very very important. Rather than starting any research haphazardly, take some time, think properly that this topic is new, data is available, resources are available, and this may take this much of time, and you should have enough patience to have that time, as well as if money is also required to purchase data, to purchase software, you should also need to do that. Either personally do it or get it from the research institution or from your institution or through your project. That is very. So for time you keep, for money also you keep during and after the research. That will help you to overcome anxiety and hardship. Don't identify a problem which is not important, which is not contemporary, which is already done by others. Don't do this. You have to identify a proper problem. Before identifying the problem, discuss it whether it is a researchable area or not. So you check earlier publication, related publication, whether people have already done it or not, then carry on. This is very, very important. Be sure about available data. Once you enter into a topic, this next step is that whether data is available or not. Even if data is available, whether it is freely available or not. And if you want go for primary survey, what time it will take. So all these things you have to clear before we proceed on a problem. So there are some scholars I have seen from my department also, they have left because the data was supplied by the concerned organizations. Particularly banks, they don't give micro level data because of confidentiality. So some of the scholars they have to drop PhDs. So similarly, if you are doing some work, first check availability of data, then you proceed. Okay? Because data is costly. For example, that Bloomberg and Bank Focus, earlier it was Bank Scope, now it is Bank Focus. Those are working in banking. This data is very costly data, and you have to only access through different institutions. If you have some friends in some institution, you can do it. Otherwise, it will be really difficult. As I told you, create a discussion group that will help you to prosper, to get new insight to your problem, and you will get some solution to a problem also. Suppose you have a issue with software, if you discuss, you can get an idea. So that will help you to write your paper or do your research. Because of technology, you can do this group through a WhatsApp group or a group through email also. You can chat, you can talk, from you can have a Zoom meeting, regular Zoom meeting. So a small group may be 5 6 people, but it will be very much beneficial for you. And always avoid plagiarism and AI generated text. Now this AI generated text are people are using, but softwares are there which those are also catching or can identify how much is generated through AI. So that we have to very careful. So before I go to the conclusion part, let me come to this. What I think as a researcher, we should not focus on many areas. One or two micro areas good enough, but we have to focus. We should not accept research as it is. Rather, we should be very choosy. And research, I will say that we have to little rigid while doing our research. Academics is academics. We should not mix with many other things. We have to update with the new softwares. This is the demand of the time. Without appropriate contemporary software, we cannot process our data. We cannot get good results because all the journals are accepting only good publication, good research output through appropriate techniques. So software we should learn. Always look at your environment. Those who start early, they get that benefit. So you have to very alert. Keep your mind, eyes open always. As there is a saying that early bird catches the worm. That means you have to wake up every morning as if there's something is happening new and you have to catch the trend. If you start doing new things early, then publication chances will be more and more. So you can look at environment, you can look at technology changes and other preferences. Keep communicating with others, try to discuss and try to present your paper in different seminars, get feedback and improve. Rejection is common in good publication. If you want good publication, rejection will also be there. But before rejection, you prepare the uh, your paper or publication very correctly, rightly, so that chance of rejection will be less, and at least it should go for review. So review will help you to improve. Rejection will not help. Outright rejection will not help. Even if it get rejected after one review, you get some feedback that will help you to send to another journal after working on this comments from the reviewer. Good publication takes a lot of time, so time delay will always be there. Sometimes it runs into 2 years and 3 years also to get publication in a very good journals. So you should not get disheartened with time delay. Literature and data. If you are working in a particular area, keep updating yourself. Even if you are not pursuing, you are not writing something, but whatever literature available, new literature is coming, keep it. Store it in your desktop or in your hard disk, and also data. Keep updating these two sources so that in future you can get readily available literature and data. And always be touch with your senior researchers, your teachers, maybe those are working senior researchers here and there. If they are there, you can keep in touch with them. So these are some of the practical suggestions which I can tender to you. I hope uh, this will be helpful to all of you. So thank you very much. Yes, Professor Singh, if there are some questions are there, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Few questions are there, but in your presentation, you have answered almost all these questions.
Okay.
These questions came first, and then your reply, a kind of reply came. But still, I will pose this question to you.
Okay. Okay.
So, first question is from Ashok Sharma, Dr. Ashok Sharma. He's asking, assistant professors are often expected. I told this, na, these
Yeah,
challenges.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, I think you have already answered these two.
I have answered many, I think, concerns. I hope I
So,
have tried my best.
still, I will read.
You just read. If there's something new, I will respond. You just
Okay,
read the
okay.
question.
So, assistant professors are often expected to publish in high impact journals, but they are not getting support. In GIST, it is that Scopus subscription or WS World Web
Hmm.
of Science. These
Yes.
subscriptions are not there in colleges or universities.
Yes. So that's why I told there is a government initiative right now, one nation, one
Yes, yes, yes.
source. I don't know whether it
Recently,
will be implemented, when it will be implemented. But this solution is that they have to tie up with the one university colleague. That's why a peer group. I told no, you have to create a peer group that will help a lot.
yes,
At least accessing data and research material.
yes,
Particularly for college teacher, that is very very useful.
yes, yes. True. Very
Yes.
true, sir. So,
Next.
second question from same person, Ashok Sharma, Dr. Ashok. With limited funding opportunities for teachers, faculty member, and this
Yes.
discontinuation of UGC seed funding, how
Yes.
can a new faculty initiate research efforts while managing academic responsibility and consistently producing quality research paper?
Yeah, so the my answer will be please approach to ICSR and UGC for minor and major research project. If you are a faculty in any college and university, now projects are available. You can get projects through ICSR funding. Those who are doing social science, since our domain is social science, it is possible. So university may not give you fund, but project funding will be there. So you can get some funding and you can start your research there. I
Uh,
know it is a big challenge, yes.
oh, okay. Sir, from same Dr. Ashok Sharma, another question came with thank you to you. Another question he posed. With the global rise of LLMs, can commerce and management research keep up with the rapid advancement in AI? What is your take on AI?
No, AI, we should use AI for our benefit. Not we should not use AI for manipulating research. Rather, to enhance the quality of research, we can use AI. That is my suggestion. Don't be completely dependent on an AI to generate idea, but idea will be there. AI will never replace you, your mind. Okay, your thinking AI will never replace.
Sir, next question is from Kuheli Mukhopadhyay.
Okay.
She is asking, can you provide some insight on the procedure and prerequisites involved to apply for minor research projects in colleges?
Yeah, minor research project, I think you can directly apply to, as I told you, your regional center of ICCR regional center, you can apply. Please go to their website and check. ICCSR, you can write. Research
Sir,
projects are there.
sir, another question is from Satish Tiwari.
Hmm.
He's telling that mostly editor of good journal reject manuscript questioning on introductory part of the paper.
Yes.
So, what should be best way to write introduction part?
Yeah, introduction is about introducing your problem, not introducing the topic general thing. Suppose I am writing on governance in microfinance institution, and what exactly I want to do, that has to be introduced. Not I should not write what is microfinance in introduction. That is a big problem with most of the paper writers. If the governance is the issue, we should not write what is microfinance in the beginning. Rather, we should write how governance is a problem in microfinance institution. If we can write and why this problem need attention or need research. If that we can do, then it will good enough. People are harping on trivias or small things rather than harping on the problem. The problem has to be introduced. It is the introduction of the title that is very important, because introduction gives an idea about the entire work done inside the text, inside the entire paper. So that has to be very reflective, very reflective.
Sir, another question is there from Subhashish Mishra.
Okay.
That publication in reputed journal is always a challenge for a new researcher.
Yes.
How to overcome this and stay motivated?
You see, stay motivated. I can say that you are the best motivator. You can pump up yourself. But yes, if you have a good peer group, then motivation also come from them. A good publication is always a challenge. You have to have patience, but you should know how to do research, how to start and how to end right up. That is very important. You have to give time to do research, good quality research. Overnight research cannot happen. So you have to give some time to that. That is very important. Try to read good research paper, you will understand. The best journal always read. Don't read journals here and there. That is greatest folly I see with our researchers.
Sir, one more question, probably this is last. This is from Adi Vippa. He's asking that which data is safer for research completion, primary data or secondary data?
It depends on different topics have different data requirements. So it is difficult to tell which data you require. Okay, it
Yeah,
depends on the research problem.
yeah, that is the requirement of the research. You cannot say this
Yes,
is good or that is
yes,
good.
yes. But whatever you collect, as I told you, your instrument should be very strong. It should have a very good instrument. Your questionnaire and schedule. If you are surveying primary survey, be careful about framing the questionnaire or schedule. That is very important. Then only you will get good data. Otherwise, you will not get good data.
So, sir, no more question, I think. Now all
Okay.
thanks are coming only. So I should also say thanks for sparing time in this morning. And we will keep on disturbing you, sir, in the future also for some other
Yes.
cases. So thank you, sir, for sparing your time.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.